And along that lines was a very, very major reorganization for our national office, our headquarters, which is actually where I'm attached. From that reorganization, we recognized that one of the things that we needed to have nationwide was a staffed and funded knowledge management organization. We in GSA, not necessarily Public Building Service, but in the larger GSA, have had some prior experience with knowledge management, and with limited success. So for us having a staffed and funded knowledge management program in national office this is a first time out for us in the Public Building Service. So we recognized that we needed to have knowledge management as a national program. What I've got here actually speaks a little bit to the way my division is organized. We have a team that focuses on collaboration, although frankly, collaboration is how we are establishing the knowledge management program. This is what we're doing in knowledge management, is establishing collaboration. But we have a team that centers around collaboration. That would be the who you want to share your information with. We have a team that concentrates on content. That's the what information you want to share now that you've decided who you want to share that information with. And then there's the media team. That's more the IT. That's the IT focus in knowledge management. That's the how you want to share that information. So that's a little bit about how my division is set up. All right. So let me back up a little bit. You've decided that you need knowledge management to get you from being those transaction masters to someone who's really in there and understands their customers' needs. You've staffed this at a national level, but how did you decide, of the billion things that you can do in knowledge management, where to focus your efforts? Because I will tell you that when I took this job, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. When I took this job, it was, you're in charge of knowledge management. And that would mean, no, you're in charge of knowledge management. We know it's a major enabler for getting us to that, what we call the A, letter A, to B, letter B, and to C case. We know it's a major enabler to get us from the A to the C case, and you're in charge of it. I really had no, and as I said, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. There were really no preconceived notions about what knowledge management needed to do, needed to be. But all I really got from my senior managers was, it needs to be a major enabler. So, it's a good position and it's a bad position to be in. So what we did was probably what most organizations do when they're faced with this kind of a situation. We did a knowledge management survey. Yes. Because, we didn't want to be free-range chickens. We really wanted to have some idea and data to support it on what were the best areas to focus our knowledge management. Yes, it was staffed and funded, but it's not an unlimited staffed and funded program. So we did a survey. Actually, we contracted with the Delphi Group after having done a market survey, contracted with the Delphi Group because, frankly, we like their methodology best. And our experience with Delphi in conducting the survey and the analysis that we were provided back from Delphi was really quite good. Very, very pleased with it. It has served us well. A little bit on numbers of the approximately 2,000 to 2,500 people that are in the Public Building Service nationwide. For a variety of reasons, we couldn't actually do like I wanted to do, a full everybody in PBS gets a survey. So we did a targeted survey to 629 of our associates, and it was targeted in that we had tried to get all of the pay grades, the depth and breadth of the disciplines that we had in PBS within that magic number of about 700 that I could survey. We actually got an 8, I think it was, did we get like an 82%? I think 82% response rate. I was really, really excited about that until the gentleman who was our consultant said, well, that's pretty average for these kind of surveys. So it tempered my enthusiasm a little bit. But we did do the survey. We also had some follow-on focus groups. I can tell you more about the survey and that whole experience if you would like. But the bottom line was it assessed, as it says here, what our need for knowledge management was, the level of knowledge management effectiveness that we already had within the organization, We hoped to identify, we were a little less successful on this than I hope we've been, current knowledge management initiatives, because everybody does knowledge management. No, it's not just an organized central program. Our regions very much were doing knowledge management initiatives. But most importantly, what this survey assessed was the factors that contributed to to having an organized, ounce-structured program in PBS. Did we have the culture to support doing that? Like I said, I can talk to you more about the survey if you would like. From that survey, we were able to develop a mission. And this is what we live and breathe. Our mission for knowledge management is to get us from the A to the B to the C case. Support PBS in improving our customer relationships and our operational efficiencies. And for us, and this is why you've asked me to talk to you today, is the three areas that we are focusing in on initially is to provide that PBS support is through communities of practice, some virtual team support, and I'll talk a little bit about these, and best practices. Probably not a surprise to most folks sitting out here who've got a mature knowledge management program that these are the areas that we're focusing in on, but this is what we got back as survey data as the areas that would give us the most bang for our buck for an established national knowledge management program. Here's just a neat, cool chart. Actually, Denise made me do this. The idea here is, and that's my phone if you'll ignore it. Actually, that's probably my son telling me he's going to be late. The idea here is that brain is the collective knowledge of PBS associates, and that our program, it's a two-way street for performance measures, a two-way street for capital, human capital, business processes, customer service. It all serves into the collective PBS brain. That is actually, and one of the things I'd like to point out here, for us, that's National Broker Contract. It's a key initiative. It's a key business initiative that we're also tying into that collective PBS associate brain, and that's where knowledge management can help too, with those specific business initiatives that get us from the A to the B to the C case, make sure that there's a knowledge transfer on those. That's Denise's slide, she made me do it.
Excuse me.
Sure. Go back.
Go back. That's slide. Okay, COPs, I know what that is, best practices, content. When you say virtual team support, what exactly do you have in mind there?
I've actually got a slide on that, if we can get a little bit further. But let me just take 2 seconds on that. We are purposefully in public building service making a distinction between communities of practice and virtual and teams.
Right.